purpose of this video is to show you how to program the FORTIN module for the GM1, GM3, and GM5 platforms using the decryptor process. There may be small variations in the steps, but the basic concept is the same throughout the 3 T harnesses. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. We have our equipment plugged into the vehicle, and we have our diagnostic plug connected. All 3 of the T harnesses that I mentioned pretty much have the same installation. We're going to go ahead and we're going to unplug the EVO-ALL completely. We're going to hold the program button down on the EVO. We're going to plug in the 4-pin data plug. We're going to wait till the yellow light is on solid, and we're going to release the button. If we make a mistake, we can repeat the procedure. If you fail to let up on the button, the unit will keep cycling the LEDs until you do let up on the button. Now we're going to plug the remaining connectors in. We're going to plug the 20-pin connector in. We're going to plug in the red connector. And we're going to plug in our CAN plug, or our white plug. We're going to push and release the program button 5 times. Going to wait for the yellow light to stop flashing. And we're going to place the key in the ignition and turn it to the run position when this happens. The red light's going to come on. We're going to shut the key off, remove it from the ignition. Going to wait 5 seconds. We're going to place the key back in the ignition, turn the ignition to the run position. The module is going to complete programming. This is indicated by the rapidly flashing blue LED. We're going to shut the key off and remove it from the ignition. The first step of the decryptor process is complete. We're going to unplug the module and go to the computer and start our FlashLink Manager program and complete the decryptor process. We're going to start by unplugging the 20-pin, the red plug, the white plug, and then the 4-pin data plug. We've got the FlashLink Manager up and running. We're going to plug our module in to our programmer. We're using the newest FORTIN interface, which I'd imagine you will be using on your download. Once the module is detected, we're going to have a screen that looks like this. We've done the first step of the programming. The only thing we need to do is run the decryptor process. So we're going to go to the decryptor tab, and we're going to start the decryptor process by pressing the tab labeled decryptor. We're going to scroll down and we're going to click the Send Data tab. We're now sending the information that we've harvested on the first step of programming to be decrypted. The key codes are going to be decrypted and then loaded back onto the module. If you do not do the first step of programming correctly, you'll get an error message and you'll have to repeat the programming procedure from the beginning. So we're waiting for the decryptor process to finish. There's a box here that says automatically update EVO-ALL when ready. If you have that box checked, the module will be automatically updated after the decryptor process completes. The process can run for a few minutes before it will complete. This process is the same on the GM1, the GM3, and the GM5 T-harness applications. When the process is completed, you'll see a screen that indicates the process is complete. We can now disconnect the module and install it in the vehicle. We're back in our vehicle ready to reinstall the EVO. We're going to plug in the 4-pin plug. We're not going to hold any buttons down. We're simply going to plug in the required plugs. Now we're going to plug in the 20-pin. Now we're going to plug in the red plug. And we're going to plug in the white plug that goes to the diagnostic CAN connection. At this point, we'll be able to start our vehicle. On the Equinox, our GM1 platform, you can activate remote starter 2 ways. You can lock the doors 3 times, or you can press and hold lock. I kind of like pressing and holding lock. This will trigger remote starting of the vehicle. Okay, on the GM1 platform, the OEM remote doesn't function once the vehicle starts. On the GM3 and 5, the remote stays functional. So vehicles on the GM1 platform, in order to shut the vehicle off after it's been remotely started, you must press on the brake pedal and it will abort remote start. Now you can also start the vehicle using 3-lock starting. If you notice there, I had to push the button 4 times. It didn't see one of the lock pulses. So there's a timing element when you're locking the doors. You know, you can go too fast and the vehicle won't see it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 3 press again on this platform here. So we've left a little bit of time in between locks, and works no problem. So now we're going to do the press and hold again. So I've just turned off the vehicle. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to press and hold. And this will start the vehicle also. Okay, so the purpose of this video was to demonstrate the decryptor process steps for the GM1, the GM3, and the GM5 product.